Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're hopping into the new clash that's just released on OPTC Global against Nami and Shinobu. And I do have to say, honestly, this content was actually fairly finicky to build teams around that doesn't involve Kaido versus Big Mom, but the easiest way to do this is obviously bringing a friend, Kaido, as he is optimal for this particular piece of content. But in today's video, I do have 5 teams for you guys to take on this particular piece of content. I did my best to bring as many different units as I possibly can. I think I did a fairly good job on that, but you do want to farm this unit up. They are fairly good. They have Bind and Despair removal by 2 turns. And they do a whole bunch of other stuff like type effects. You have carryover effect. They can remove TND and block orbs. They remove block orbs instead of TND and recovery. And the captain ability is a 3 times just instant strength. So they're a fairly decent unit. They aren't a dual unit, unfortunately, but look, they're a fairly decent unit, and I will definitely farm them up. So let's have a look at the teams that I have built for you guys for this particular piece of content. The first team I've built for you guys is using the Pirate King himself, Gold D Roger. Now, as I've been rambling on about in my streams and videos, honestly, as long as you just bring Roger and an Odin sub, you can just fill the team out with like anything else that you want. And as long as it can beat the content, like it's good for the content, it's going to work very, very well. And that's exactly what we've done here. So we do have free-to-play units in Lin, Nami, and Sanji, as well as Raid Carrot. Now, in terms of supports for this team, the only good support is the Zoro. Paris Barrier is not required at all for this team. But the Zoro is very, very good on Carrot. Carrot's here literally just as an int unit. You don't need her, but I just wanted to bring a full free-to-play team besides Roger and Odin to show you guys that Roger and Odin can still clap content very, very easily and very, very comfortably as well. The next team we have for this particular showcase is a Shanks crew team. You guys know I'm always clearing content with my boy Shanks crew, but with this particular team, we are bringing a friend Luffy Sanji. Now, if you have Luffy Sanji and for whatever reason you don't have Shanks crew, you can easily bring Luffy Sanji as your captain and then bring a friend Shanks crew. Works very, very well, but then you do get the attack buff from Big Mom instead of getting it from Luffy and Sanji, which is a downfall. But I really wanted to bring Germa for this particular team. I love running this particular character. Like, they're so much fun. And on the final stage, when you get the 2 only attacks, bringing someone like Sugar works really, really well at getting around that. So this team worked really, really well. It's not the most optimal team. Obviously, bringing a friend Kaido works amazing, but it did the job, and it did the job very comfortably. The next team, we're using the new verse Big Mom versus Kaido, and we're actually using the Big Mom variation. Even though Kaido is optimal for this, Big Mom still does the job very well. We're using Shanks crew as our sub for a chain lock. We have Rebecca, the swimsuit Rebecca, as well as Rare Recruit Law and Limited Rare Recruit Sengoku. Now, Limited Rare Recruit Sengoku is not really replaceable in this team unless you have someone like Brindy World. Removing 6 turns of attack down is actually really, really hard to get around. And without Ambush Lin, it can be very, very hard. Now, the downside to bringing Big Mom versus Kaido is you actually can't bring Ambush Lin. So you do have to bring 2 particular units to get around attack down. But with this particular team, Sengoku can remove 6 turns, and he does work very, very well. Optimal supports for this particular team is this Sabo or Lucy. He's amazing on the Rebecca, as he can roll our specials forward when we get the special reverse as well. The next team, we are bringing the big dog, Kaido himself. Optimal unit, very, very strong. No notable supports on this team. It works very, very well. Dogstorm's replaceable with literally any other character that can remove attack down. Someone like Clash Jinbei works really, really well for color affinity on this team as well. And then someone like Corazon can remove the rest of the attack down, with Nami removing Special Bind and then the chain lock you get from Boa. So this team is definitely not the most optimal team for this, but just wanted to show you guys that Kaido can just clap it. And like I said at the beginning, I do like to try and bring units, lots of different units to beat this content, and none of these characters pop up on any of my other teams, so it was pretty cool bringing the Zunisha Powerhouse Cerebral team, besides Boa, but Boa's just replaceable literally with any other chain locker. The final team I did build as well is a hybrid Kaido and versus Big Mom unit team. This team actually did it fairly well and was actually probably the most fun out of all of them, as I actually stuffed the run up and still managed to get it done fairly comfortably. So Rayleigh's an amazing sub for both Kaido and Big Mom. Can remove Blind, Despair, Paralysis, very, very good. Buggy's great at removing Special Bind and Defense up on stage 4. Brindy World can remove all the attack down, and then Cavendish is our chain locker. You can replace Cavendish this year with any other chain locker. Just make sure you use him on the res. Don't use him on the turn before, like you'll see when I did it. It just makes things basically non-doable. The ship we're using is the Mama Shanta. It works amazingly for both, for Kaido especially. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for Big Mom, which is funny because like it's her ship. But I mean, look, it is what it is. So they're the teams. Let's hop onto the runs and let's take down ONAMI and Shinobu. Alright, so for the first team, we are using a double Roger team, as well as bringing Odin as a sub. Now, if you guys have been on my streams, you guys have heard me ramble on time and time again that, like, with Roger and Odin, you can literally just put Roger as your captain, Odin on the team, and then just bring a whole bunch of subs to get around the particular piece of content that you need to do. And that's exactly what we're doing. We are actually bringing all free-to-play subs, obviously, besides Odin. But once we get to stage 3, we do get 5 turns of Chainlock, and our top and bottom row get blinded, as well as our middle row being despaired. So this is where things start to get a little bit dicey, but ideally on this particular stage, you do want to try and stall out the Chainlock that gets inflicted, as well as get rid of the slot bind on your right-hand side. Now, I did put Big Mom on the right-hand side as I do have her max limit broken. It does help out quite a bit actually, so that way you can actually get around the slot binds, and that way only your Nami and Sanji will be slot binded. It's very important that you do have Big Mom in either the bottom left or the bottom in the middle right, as well as putting Odin on the bottom left. So placement on this particular team is fairly important, as when you go into stage 4 against Nami and Shinobu, they're actually going to give you 2 turns of special reverse, as well as special bind all of our units. Once you move into the final stages where things get a bit tricky, and that's where you need to have your characters in particular spots. So we do want to switch into Sanji and then use the Liberal Hind special. That is very, very important, as we can get our specials back and then use our Nami and Sanji special to get rid of the special bind, but also give our free spirit characters a orb boost. Then we can use our Roger's super typing. That's going to guarantee us a full board of orbs. And then we can just hit our perfects and kill Nami and Shinobu. Now, with this particular team, we do have Carrot on this team. If you do want to, you can stall a turn and then use Carrot to basically kill on the next stage, as they put up 3 turns of defense up. Carrot's going to remove that and then gives an attack boost to in characters, and then you can just like wipe on that second turn. But with this particular team, it does work quite well with the orb buff, as everyone is fighters and free spirits besides Big Mom. When you move into the final stage against Nami and Shinobu, they turn into a Dex unit, which is very annoying for this team. I wish they stayed int, but it is what it is. They put up full immunity, and then they give us a full board of block orbs. They're also going to gloom our captains, bind our top, bottom right, and middle left characters for 3 turns after sockets, and give us 6 turns of attack down. It's honestly, they do so much. But what we can do here is we can use our friend Roger's super typing. That's going to give us a full board of orbs. Then we can use our Odin special to turn all of them into 1-0 orbs, and then we can use our friend Roger's special to extend the orb boost and get an attack buff. Finally, we can finish it off with Big Mom here. Big Mom is going to remove the bind, despair, and the attack down, but Roger removes the despair for us. And with that, it's actually just going to be GG for Nami and Shinobu. Now, once you do kill Nami and Shinobu, they do actually have a res mechanic, and when they res, they make every color unfavorable. And this is obviously where Kaido versus Big Mom is very, very good, but they also put up the most annoying debuff in the entire game, that you can only use 2 specials. So what we want to do here is we want to use our other Roger special to get the attack buff, the extra 5 times captain, and extend the orb buff, and then we can just literally tap with our Roger, tap with our Odin, and we just win. So Roger and Odin still showing that they are incredibly strong and can clear new content very, very easily without even using a character on this team. Like, we didn't even use Carrot. The only good thing about Carrot here was that she had color affinity on stage 4. So on to the next team now. It is a very pay-to-play team, but honestly, this content is actually fairly tricky. If you just like bring a friend Kaido, you're doing all right, but otherwise it can be a little bit annoying. So you guys know me, I'm always bringing content to beat with my boy Shanks crew, so that's what we're doing. We're bringing Shanks crew with a friend Luffy Sanji. Now this team actually works if you have Luffy Sanji, if you want to run them as captain, but I think it works just a little bit better if you do have Shanks crew as your captain. I do have the Markano support on my Shanks crew. Now, it's not essential to have that, but it just does make things a little bit quicker, as you don't have to actually stall too much on this particular stage here. Now, on this particular stage, we get 5 turns of chain lock. Markano removes 3 of those, obviously, and then we can just stall the first turn to remove the rest of that by the second turn. Now, things get a little bit annoying as you get slot binded on the second turn, so make sure you've got the characters that I have on the right hand side. That way you can just completely remove slot bind, which is very, very handy. On the next stage against Nami and Shinobu, they are going to give us 4 turns of special bind, which can be removed by Shanks crew, but they also roll our specials back by 2 turns. So this is where the special of the Liberal Hind is absolutely essential for this particular team, as we do need it to get our Shanks crew special. Once we get our Shanks crew special, we can use that special to get the 3.5 times chain lock, and with their switch ability, we can get some orbs as well as a 1.5 times attack boost. And with that, we can actually just take out Nami and Shinobu very, very easily on this particular stage. The fact that the Germa make T&D orbs matching is absolutely like god tier for this particular team, as obviously all colored orbs besides recovery and T&D orbs are like low chances of landing on, plus they become unfavorable on this particular stage against the final boss Nami and Shinobu. So against the final boss, they turn into a Dex unit, which is very annoying for this team as well as the Roger team, as we are running majority Psi units, but it's really not the end of the world. So what we want to do here is we do want to switch into our Sanji unit, and then we can use the Luffy Sanji special to remove all the block orbs, give ourselves a 2.5 times attack boost because we are well over 100% HP. Then we can use the Big Mom special to remove the bind, the gloom, and the attack down. She's absolutely amazing for this particular piece of content, mainly for this last fight, as 6 turns of attack down is very, very hard to get around. What we're going to do next is we're going to use our Germa special, because we have majority Psi units on this particular team. So we are going to get a 2.25 times orb boost to them, and then we can use their amazing super type to actually lock those orbs for the next stage. Once we've done that, we basically can just kill Nami and Shinobu here. Attack with Sugar first, obviously, as she isn't basically getting any orb buff or anything like that, as well as not having type advantage. The German unit judge the kids, they hit for super types effective against all types, so they just do heaps and heaps of damage on this final fight. Once we move into the next stage on the res, we do get that super annoying debuff for 2 attacks only, which is very, very annoying. But with this particular team, there is a very cheeky mechanic that we can use. What we can actually do here is we can switch with our Shanks crew. Shanks is going to give us a 1.5 times attack boost. Then we can actually use our Law special to get the chain lock. He's not going to give us the orb buff. We already have an orb buff, and that doesn't really matter. But he gives us the chain multiplier starting at 2.5. Then we can use our Sugar special, turn everyone into bears, and the big upside to that is because of the chain buff that the bears give, as well as the chain lock that Law provides, we should, there you go, easy clap our girls Onami and Shinobu with the attack of the Germa unit being super effective against all types. So the team worked fairly well. It's not the most optimal team for this, but as you guys know, I have to be clearing content with my boy Shanks crew, and bringing a friend Luffy Sanji always helps too. Alright, so moving on to the next team now, we're using Double Big Mom, the new verse unit that just released on OPT Global, and look, I gotta say, after using both these units, just Kaido just feels so much better to me, but obviously this particular piece of content is designed for Kaido, so I don't know. I'm not going to be too critical of Big Mom just yet. She is still very, very good, and at long content, she is going to absolutely shine. So as you guys know, if you have been watching this whole video, once we get to this particular stage against the swordsman, they are going to give us the 5 turns of chain lock, which is very annoying. We do really want to remove that. It is essential that we get rid of that. Now, if you have the Markano support, you can add that to Shanks crew. I didn't, basically for the sake of just showing you guys that you don't actually need it, as you can actually stall on this particular stage to remove the chain lock without it. So that is something to note, but obviously if you have the Shanks crew Markano support for Shanks crew, it is going to make your guys' life a lot easier, just making that stage a lot quicker. Once we get to the next stage against Nami and Shinobu, they are going to give us 1 turn of special reverse, as well as giving us special bind for 4 turns. So this is where the support of Sabo or Lucy is very, very good on our Rebecca unit, because what we can do here is we can switch with our Shanks crew, get our 1.5 times attack boost, and then we can use our Rebecca special to remove the special bind, as well as give us 3 turns of color affinity. Because that color affinity is rainbow, it's very, very nice, as we can carry that into the next stage. I'm just going to use the verse ability of Big Mom here, just because it's a verse ability, it's new, and I really want to use it, so we're going to use it right here. Then we can just sort of attack with our Selma orbs, and our Big Moms will just do the rest. As you see, just literally with type advantage and Big Mom, we can just clap Nami and Shinobu. It's a lot of fun hitting perfects and getting the recovery. That's actually a really cool mechanic, and I actually like it a lot. Moving into the final stage against Nami and Shinobu, they're going to turn into a Dex unit. Obviously, this is where Kaido shines and Big Mom sort of falls off a little bit. But because they both have basically the same special, it is still very, very strong. So we are going to get 3 turns of Gloom and Bind. So this is where we can use our Rare Recruit Law, the one that came out with the super types, to remove all of that. And then we can use our Big Mom special, one of our Big Mom specials anyway, to give ourselves a full board of Selma Orbs because we have the Verse effect still active. Then what we can do here is we can use our Sengoku special, the limited Rare Recruit Sengoku. He's very good at removing the 6 turns of attack down. If you don't have this Sengoku, he's a limited because in a Rare Recruit, you could use someone like Brindy World. And off the top of my head, I can't think of anyone else that does 6 turns of attack down. There might be someone that does 5 in a support, but 6 turns of attack down is actually really hard to get around the more that I think about it. We're going to finish it off with our boy Shanks Crew special. And with that, we can just finish our chain off with our Sengoku unit as he is getting the orb buff. And we can just say goodbye to our girls, Nami and Shinobu. If you do hit a bunch of perfects with the Big Mom special, we actually get a carryover orb effect, which is very, very handy, as we did manage to keep an orb on our Law unit. We got lucky with Sengoku here as well, but on the next turn, we can use our Big Mom special to give ourselves an attack boost once again, as well as getting a few more recovery orbs. And then we can use the Verse ability once again to turn them into Selma Orbs. But because we get the 2 turns of just the single tapping, it makes life so freaking annoying on this particular fight. But as you'll see here, with Big Mom and her 5 times captain, we can just clap Nami and Shinobu. So double Big Mom can get it done. Obviously, this team is not the most free-to-play friendly, but as I mentioned, this content is built around pay-to-play, to be honest, and shout out to anyone that does this free-to-play, because this content gave me a bit of a headache. But that was the double Big Mom team. Let's hop into the double Kaido team now and have some fun. Alright, so for the next team, we're bringing double Kaido, and our boy Kaido, he was built for this content. If you can build a team and just bring a friend Kaido, you're going to find this content a lot easier. Now, obviously, you can chop and change subs from some of my other teams, but as you guys know, I do like to try and bring like different units to this type, like to these types of content, just so I can just show you guys there are an array of different units that can get around this particular piece of content, for example, anyway. So on stage 3 is where we get that very annoying chain lock, and we do really want to get rid of that. So stalling on this particular stage is very, very good, but the downside to Kaido is stalling is fairly tricky. So we do want to just try and kill the guy in the front on the first turn after we remove the Bind and Despair with sockets. So it goes down to 1 turn, which is very easy to remove just by stalling 1 turn. And then we can just take out the 2 in the back fairly easily on the next 2 turns. This content making T&D and recovery orbs like very easy to get, makes getting the Verse abilities very, very easy to attain, and Kaido's, especially for this particular piece of content, is just so ridiculously strong. So on the 4th turn against Nami and Shinobu, what we're going to do here is we're literally just going to pop one of Kaido's Verse abilities, so we get that crazy end of turn damage, and then we can just like hit our perfects against Nami and Shinobu here. We aren't even going to come close to killing them, but with Kaido's end of turn damage, it's just going to be GG. Like, it's absurd. He does like HP cut, end of turn damage, and then big end of turn damage. It's so much. Like, it's just so much. So after we do kill Nami and Shinobu, they do run away, and then we do Verse them again on stage 5 on the rooftop, which is very, very pretty setting, I must say. The background is very, very cool. On Nami and Shinobu, they do turn into a Dex unit, and for this particular team, it is very, very hunky-dory. What they do, unfortunately, though, and I just realized that I'm not going to be able to remove that because I am a spoon. Yep, I'm a spoon. All right, well, I'm going to pass the turn here and just see how we go, because this content's doing my head in, bro.
You wouldn't rather just restart?
Well, I didn't die, so that's the main thing. See what you do here. Okay, well, no, we're good now. So what we're going to do here is we're going to use our Corazon special after we stall the turn. Just showing, honestly, how incredible Corazon actually is. And then we can use our Dogstorm special to remove the rest of the attack down. Dogstorm is literally on this team for no other reason besides removing attack down. Honestly, we should have used Time Skip Nami on the turn before that, just to remove like some turns of the special bind, making life a little bit easier on this particular stage. We can proc our other Kaido special, so we get the or Verse special, and then we can use our friend Kaido to give us a full board of T&D orbs, or block orbs anyway. Once we've done that, it's just basically GG for our girls, Nami and Shinobu, as the end of turn damage from Kaido is actually just going to do all the heavy lifting for us, and like I don't even have to attack in a particular order. I don't even kill them, and like Kaido's just like rawr, you're dead. Catch up. 1.4 mil, like catch you later. When Nami and Shinobu do res though, they do actually give us the normal attacks only debuff, which is a little bit annoying. But what we can actually do here is we can use our Kazuna Boa special. She's going to do a 20% HP cut, which doesn't matter, but she gives us a 3x chain lock. And then we can use our other Kaido special to get a full board of T&D orbs. And then literally just with our 2 Kaidos having the attack and the orb boost as well as the chain lock, it's just like, goodbye, see you later. So even though I did scuff this run up completely, he managed to get it done. Just this Kaido is a beast, and look, he was honestly built for this content, so he should be. And for the final team, we're using the hybrid verse characters, Kaido and Big Mom, and this should be a lot of fun. Now, team building for this was a little bit finicky, as they boost like 2 colors, strength and int together, but if you don't have King, like, this content can be fairly annoying. It's not detrimental, but it definitely can be annoying. So on stage 3, we do want to stall out one of the turns of bind and on our top and bottom row, and then we just basically want to make sure that we kill the guy in the front. If we don't kill the guy in the front, he doesn't actually do too much now that I'm thinking about it. It's just very annoying, as he's just an absolute butthead, to be honest. So with Kaido and Big Mom, the downside to Kaido is stalling is very tricky, but on this particular stage, as I've been rambling on, we really want to make sure that we can get rid of that chain lock. That chain lock is very, very important, and we do want to try and get rid of that. So we can stall on these guys here, as you guys can see, because we do have the slot blind on our Buggy and our Brindy world. The downside to using Kaido, actually, and Big Mom that I found, is if you have Kaido as your captain, you actually can't bring any Lin-Lins, even though we aren't using Big Mom on the team. So bringing Ambush Lin-Lin is basically, it's impossible, because the game registers that we do have Kaido and Big Mom, as they are a single unit. Once we move into stage 4 against Nami and Shinobu, they are going to put up full immunity. They're going to roll our specials back by 1 turn, and they're going to give us special blind, which is a little bit annoying, but that's the big reason we brought Buggy here. So what we're actually going to do is we are going to just take a turn, and we are just going to try and do as much damage to Nami and Shinobi as we can, but we are also going to want to try and eat some meat orbs as well. So we do want to try and heal up, but the thing with Big Mom, actually, now that I've just realized after I did all those attacks, is you can actually hit your perfects with Big Mom, and you can still get healing, which is absolutely amazing. Now, if you don't kill Nami and Shinobu on the first turn, they put up 3 turns of defense up, and then this is where I actually brought the Rare Recruit Buggy that came out with the Halloween units, as he is very, very good at not only removing the special blind, but also removing the defense up. I do have the support of V1 Dofi on this particular team as well, so not only does Buggy give the orb block mechanic, but he also gives our driven units a 1.75 times attack boost, and with Kaido and Big Mom, they're both driven units, so it's very, very easy to get matching orbs with Buggy special, as well as an orb boost, and it just works exceptionally well to take out Nami and Shinobu on this particular stage. Moving into the next stage against Nabi and Shinobu once again, this artwork, this background artwork is so clean. Very well done, Bandai. It looks very, very good. Against Nabi and Shinobu, they do turn into a strength unit, and they are going to give us a full board of block orbs, gloom our captains, and bind our top, bottom right, and middle left. So this is where we can use our Rayleigh special. He's going to remove the bind and the despair. Then we can use our Brindy World special. He's going to remove the attack down, so it'll do a little bit of damage, which is nice. We can then use our Kaido special. He is going to give us a full board of T&D orbs, as well as give us an attack boost. We can then use his verse ability to get the end of turn damage, and then we can actually use our Cavendish special to give us a 2.75 times chain lock, which is for 2 turns, which is very, very handy. Now, apparently, you can't use chain locks, apparently, because that happens. Maybe it's because I made orbs matching. That's interesting. Let's try again. We're going to use Rayleigh special. We're going to use Brindy World special. We're going to use Kaido's special. We're going to use Kaido's verse ability. Can we use Kaido's and Big Mom's verse ability in the same turn? Oh my god, we can.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
You can use Kaido.
Holy crap, that's a lot of stuff going on. See how much damage we do here. Probably should have attacked in the right order. Definitely should have attacked in the right order. Oh wait, Kaido's 10% damage, never mind. Well, they're dead. Once we get the res, they are going to give us unfavorable orbs, but with this particular team it doesn't really matter too much, as we can use the Big Mom special here and then use the Cavendish special after that to give us a attack boost once again, and then we can get a chain lock. Now, Cavendish would normally make color orbs matching, but it doesn't matter because she's already given us that debuff that makes all matching orbs unfavorable. So with that, we can just basically go Brindy World, Kaido, dead. See you later. So there you guys go. There were my teams against the new Clash, Nami and Shinobu. Honestly, the Clash is fairly annoying, but if you do have the right units and you do a bit of team that sort of utilizes a friend versus Kaido, you are going to have an easy time. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go down there and belt the like button for me. And if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that big red subscribe button too. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, enjoy the rest of your day. As always, I thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you all in the next one. Lates!